Our church is on Instagram now, so if you want to follow us on Instagram, that's a good idea. That's where we're at. We'd love to have you there following. We're trying to reach out to as many people as we can, let them know about the wonderful things that are happening here at St. John, and getting involved in that. Today I was going to talk about the Reformation, but I've switched it because I've been getting a lot of questions about this recently, and so I want to talk a little bit about language in the church. We're going to take you to task for all that cursing you're doing. No. All right, so language in the church. The church is a unique institution. Shall we say that? It's a unique institution. It's different than anything else in the world. And because of that, we use different words than the world uses. And I think that's that is becoming more and more important. That when we are doing things in the church, we don't bring in terms that are used in the business world or terms that are used in the corporate world. We want to be uniquely the church, and so we are going to call things by church names. Part of the reasoning behind this right now is I was talking to the bishop the other day, and he said one of the problems that he runs into when he goes into various churches and comes for visitations and everything is that each church is using their own terms for what they do in the church. We don't always know what each person is talking about. So we're going to talk about it. All right. So we're going to go through some various names of things and people in the church. And I'm going to ask you guys if you know what it means, and if it does, you shout it out, okay? All right. And this is on my mind simply because we had this yesterday. What is the vestry?
You need a different marker.
That one doesn't work? I need a black one. If anyone can find
one. What about the blue one? That purple one, I think that's purple.
I'll use purple. This one's purple too. That's why I thought it might work.
You switch markers every letter.
Huh?
You switch markers every letter, so it's like a read.
Yeah.
I think we just need the markers.
Okay, everyone. What is the vestry?
The ruling body.
The ruling body
Of an individual church.
of an individual church. The board. Remember, we're not going to use those
I know. That's
secular
what I'm saying.
words.
We're not
Yeah.
supposed to use those anymore.
Administrative body?
Kind of. Vestry's a little bit different. The vestry is the group of people that are voted in, group of laity, other than the priest, that's voted in by the congregation to help keep the church connected to its vision. That's its job. It's actually not meant to be the people that lay out all the events and this, that, and the other. They're the people that are supposed to say, when you guys bring to us an idea, is this in keeping with what the church is called to do? And if it is, can we fund it? And do we have the ability to do this? That's their job. Now, in the event that a priest is not available, then the vestry runs the church. Okay, so if I kick off 3 days from now and you have to go looking for another priest,
Why would you say such a
I don't know.
You're not getting any more markers. Sit down. I like this.
They would then make sure the church kept running until you got a new priest. Okay? Well, that's what the vestry is. And on the vestry, we have some specific names. we have a senior warden.
That one's not even good.
What is a senior warden? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to write these down because none of you can see it.
Yeah.
All right. So what is a senior warden? Does anybody know?
President.
Sounds like somebody who keeps us all doing what we're supposed to do.
The senior warden is the rector's, oh, that's another word.
Rector's right hand.
Is the rector's right-hand man. Okay? He works with the rector on the mission of the church. We talk, we hash things out like that, and then, in the end, find one?
Found two that are a little better.
Awesome.
Yeah, red and brown.
Red and brown.
We're gonna
Okay.
get more, because most of them are red.
Okay. And if for some reason I can't be at a specific vestry meeting, the senior warden then runs the vestry meeting. And then there's the junior warden. What do you think that junior warden does?
Next in line.
He's the next in line. That's right. And that's Jonah now. Jonah's our junior warden. He's learning the ropes.
And the warden?
Huh?
The warden.
The warden. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you guys all. Okay, the warden is Harry.
Ah, senior.
He's our senior warden.
Very good job.
Sandra is our secretary, and where is she? Oh, and Nancy is our. I was looking for you. And Nancy is our treasurer. Those are the officers of the vestry. Okay. There are some other folks in the church that do other jobs. This is who are the people in your neighborhood. Does anybody know what this is? Ah, there we go. Does anybody know what the sexton is?
Greg.
Well, it is. No, it is Greg. Yes, sir.
That's a thing you use to guide a ship.
It was a British self-propelled howitzer.
Okay, thank you. That's enough from the peanut gallery back there.
It's an instrument you use to guide when you're sailing.
All right, there you go.
That's a sextant.
In church language, the sexton is usually the person that has care for the physical property of the church. Okay? That doesn't mean that that person does it all themselves, but they're the ones in charge of making sure that things get done, things get fixed. They usually, in old days, the sexton often would live on the property of the church and would have the keys to the door. Would make sure.
That too.
And he pretty much lives
On the property.
Go.
He has the keys.
Greg is our sexton.
Greg says he's moving.
We're moving.
I'm not wrong.
Now, in the secular world, we'd probably call them the groundskeeper or the maintenance guy or all that kind of stuff. No, they're a sexton. I like that term. I'm going to use it.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to come. Now we're going to come to dealing with the clergy. All right. In a church, you have first a rector or a vicar. Does anybody know the difference between those two? Okay. The rector is the lead priest, usually the only one that's the paid staff in most churches. The rector is the lead priest of a full parish. Okay? If the parish is just being planted and has not come up to they're not fully self-sustaining. They're called a vicar, which means that they are serving in the place of the bishop. Okay? Vicar comes from vicarious.
Bishop?
Yeah. They serve in the place of the bishop. All right? Then there are these guys called deacons.
He's the mean guy.
He's the mean guy.
You need to get us one of those.
What is a deacon?
He's a servant.
He is a servant.
He is a servant, and he takes place because the original apostles couldn't take care of the widows and everything, and continue to preach and spread the gospel. So they went and got a bunch of guys and said,
Yep.
"We're going to make you deacons." And
Yep.
they are to serve.
Yep, they do. They serve, and they serve the congregation well.
And in the bishop.
They work for the bishop.
And they are the bishop's representative in the church. See, I get reported on by him to the bishop. Yeah.
You better watch.
So see,
Oh, no.
I have to watch out for him.
We could have told you that.
You could have told me that even without this.
You knew.
Okay. A lot of times in a church, especially a full parish, you'll also have a guy called a curate. Comes from the idea of having a cure for souls. Okay? A curate is usually either a seminarian, somebody that's going to seminary to be a deacon or a priest, or they are a priest just getting to learn the ropes. Okay? They come out of seminary and they get attached to a congregation so they can learn how to be a rector. All right? There was a time when Father Sean was essentially the curate here. And he was learning the ropes after coming out of seminary so that he could gather people together and start Church of the Apostles. Or Church of the Apostles, Church of the Advent. We're the church with the apostles. Anyway. I hope that one day we'll have more curates here. That we will be a congregation that will send out folks to plant other churches. That's one of my fondest desires, is to see us being a church here in southeastern Michigan that sends out and plants other churches. That'd be so cool. So there are those. Then we get into something called the minor orders. Okay. What are the minor orders? Has anybody ever heard of that?
No.
You've heard of that. Anybody else heard of minor orders? One back there.
Just yesterday.
Just yesterday. Okay. Throughout its history, the church has always needed a place to start training men to be priests and deacons. Get them ready to hear the call of God on their hearts. And one of the ways you do that is you put them in service positions within the congregation. But they're set apart. They're trained. They're consecrated. And they're set apart for these jobs. Some of them are jobs that you've been using as names of positions in the church that actually should be named something different. So you're going to see some of these and you're going to go, wait a minute, I thought we already had those. Anyway, after Vatican II, Rome got rid of these and said we don't need those anymore. And of course, when Rome does something, everybody else ends up following them, typically. We are on a mission as the Diocese of All Saints to recapture these. All right? One of the first things that you'd have a man do when you thought he might be hearing the call of God in his life is you would make him a porter. No, porter is not primarily a style of beer. It's a really good style of beer. I like it a lot. A porter was the guy we would probably term them the head usher in modern terms. A porter. And the porter would be responsible for the doors of the church. Okay? He'd be the one that would be keeping an eye on who was coming in, who was going out, making sure that nobody entered into the space for worship during important times. For instance, like when you're having prayers, there's not supposed to be any movement in the nave while the prayers are going on. And so the porter would stand there and he'd hold the doors. And if somebody tried to walk in, he'd go, wait a minute. And he'd make sure that the prayers were ended and then allow them to go in at a more appropriate time.
We can call them ushers.
Okay? Huh?
We can call them ushers.
But an usher is different than a porter.
Okay.
Okay? But like I said, this would be the head usher.
Was
Yeah.
he the one that had the crutch?
No. That is the verger.
Virgin, that's right. I thought it was.
We'll get onto that later. That's a different thing. So, a porter. And a porter would be a good guy to have I've been talking with a couple of guys about looking at our security and emergency measures here at the church. Porter would take care of those. He'd go, yeah, this is how we do those things and everything. Okay? And these guys, historically, these were the guys that kept a lookout for the Romans coming after your church to persecute you. They were the guys that would take the catechumens and say, now that the preaching's done, you guys got to go out and learn about the faith, because the catechumens couldn't be in when communion was happening because they were not baptized yet. They were not allowed to be there. So, porter. Lay reader. Anybody know who that is?
Person who reads the word of the Lord.
No.
Okay.
No. That is somebody who is called a lector. Okay? And anyone can do it, men or women. Can be a lector. A lay reader is a minor order. This is somebody who's, again, trying to get them ready to maybe become a priest. This person is specifically trained to lead the daily office and to give sermons.
The lay reader?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the person that leads the daily office every day. And if we had, God willing, someday a rectory right next to the church, we would have morning and evening prayer every day. And the priest could do it, the deacon could do it, but if we had somebody that was kind of discerning the call to the priesthood, we may train him to be a lecturer or a lay reader. Okay? But the lector is the person that reads the gospel and I'm sorry, not the gospel, but the lessons for Sunday morning. Often leads the prayers of the people.
Right.
The gospel lesson is always reserved for the deacon. It is their privilege to proclaim the gospel. He's back there.
He's right there. His feet are sticking.
Okay.
Okay. How about an acolyte? What do you think an acolyte does?
What we used to call altar boys.
Yeah.
Altar boys.
What we hear called cross.
No.
Doesn't carry the cross
I don't know.
Those are altar servers. Those are altar servers, or like you said, in the Roman Catholic world, it would have been altar boys, or altar girls, or altar servers. And those are the people that will do things like carry the cross, carry the
Like candles.
candles, light the candles,
Wash your hands.
help to wash the hands, all that kind of stuff. The acolyte specifically serves the deacon and the priest at the altar. Okay? He assists that.
Right.
In places where you're having very, very high church liturgy, the priest is east facing the whole time and is kneeling and getting up and doing a lot of that kind of stuff. The acolyte makes sure that his robes stay straight and don't get caught. They are also the ones that will typically hold either the altar book or the gospel book to assist the priest. They are also the ones, trying to think of some of the other duties that they do. Nothing's coming to mind right now, but I know they do more than that. But anyway, that's their job. They do that. The other folks are altar servers. That's a good place. Yes, ma'am.
But Father Tim, when you were saying about carrying candles, aren't those called torch bearers?
They are called torch bearers, but those are done by the altar servers. Okay, torch bearer is something that goes. They're also in the real old times. They used to call them the Lucifers.
Glad they changed that one.
Yeah,
Because Lucifer means light.
he does.
Yes.
See? Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
About the acolytes, what you described, we have both women and men who do that.
Right.
Now, is that, because these are all
We
minor
would
orders.
re-term that an altar server. Okay? Specifically, if you call somebody an acolyte, you're specifically saying this person is discerning a call to holy orders.
So we don't have any acolytes.
We currently don't have, and we've been calling them that because traditionally we have called them that. But they would more properly be termed altar servers.
So it's the intent more so than what they actually do that defines it?
Correct. If you're going to, if the intent is, whether or not they actually do become a deacon or a priest, if the intent is this person's trying to figure out whether they're actually called to be that, we're going to call them one of these things and we're going to set them apart specifically for that ministry.
Yeah, Fred was an acolyte before he was ordained.
Right.
So that's what he was doing.
They in way olden times, they used to call them subdeacons. Okay? Okay, so these are the main minor orders. Now, there used to be also, you can also have a cantor.
Okay.
Who leads the chanting. And you can also have, this used to be a minor order. I don't know if the bishop will ever try and bring this one back, but you used to have an exorcist as a minor order.
There we go. My dog could use that.
Maybe leave her alone.
So those are the minor orders. Any questions? Yeah.
Where does a verger fall into these?
A verger is something that is separate from all of this. If you were to put, again, what we've been talking about that a lot of the people are doing in the congregation, we've been talking about lectors, altar servers.
You spelled altar wrong.
Oh, I did. Altar servers.
Thank you, Marge. Good job.
Thank you, Marge.
Marge.
She's the proofreader.
Keep it
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
She is a proofreader.
Cup bearers. I said ushers. Okay. So these are the main jobs during worship that most lay people can take part with. Okay, as long as they're trained and done for that. But there is this weird thing that there used to be a thing called a verger. You don't see them much these days. Now, there in the Anglican Church of North America, there is an order of vergers who's trying to get more traction to do this. The verger is the master of ceremonies for the Mass. Okay? And so he is responsible for getting all the people that are up on the altar and serving at the altar. He's responsible for getting them where they need to be.
He's a coordinator.
Yeah. Now, in previous decades, centuries, a verger also carries what's called a verge in his hand. And it's a staff. Oftentimes it had a little ball on the end. And the verger, if you were acting up in church, would come up behind you, either poke you with it, knock you on the shoulder or the head. So he's the master of ceremonies. He makes sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing in church.
I'll do that.
You do that.
Yeah, keep your father-in-law going.
You can't use
So-
your thing though,
We can't have one of those. Daryl and I would get hurt every week.
So, yes, vergers are a thing. They're trying to come back. They don't technically fit under the minor orders, and they don't technically fit under the lay servers.
How are they set aside or consecrated? How are they?
You know, I don't know, because I don't know any.
There's one at St. Paul's Cathedral in Detroit, the Episcopal Church.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
It's on when they do their Veterans Day service. They have a verger, and the verger comes in and leads they do a procession of the flags, and
Awesome.
well, it's been a woman sometimes too.
Yeah.
Leads the people who are speaking, leads them up to the podium.
Right.
All of that.
Right. And so, that's one of those things that I would have to read up on more and to understand what the modern position of
Mainly a more formal service.
It's used in ordinations.
Yeah.
There's almost always a verger there, and he's helping get the bishops where they need to be, the various preachers and all that kind of stuff. He wears they look like very much academic robe type of a thing, and you'll see, and he'll put his verge out, and everybody will follow, almost like a drum
Pretty
major.
impressive.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty impressive. But unfortunately, I don't know too much about how they become vergers.
Where do the lay Eucharistic ministers fall?
Okay, lay Eucharistic ministers. Again, lay Eucharistic ministers it's not an ancient thing. It's actually more modern day. It used to be that only clergy were allowed to distribute the Eucharistic elements. Only clergy. That started to loosen up, again, right around Vatican II. And part of the reason was very practical reason, which was that there was clergy shortage. And you started having these enormous Roman Catholic parishes. They started to allow people to be trained to serve the elements once they had been consecrated. And so the lay Eucharistic minister has got to be trained. Tell us a little bit about that, Fred. The training for a lay Eucharistic minister.
Well, it's kind of simple. We go over the process of how to administer the sacrament elements, and we also discuss how you comport yourself while doing so, and dealing with people in their homes and stuff like that. It takes about a half hour.
Yeah.
And then we also have the safeguard training that you have to go through too.
Yeah.
So you meet the legal requirements by the diocese. But anybody can do it. The reason why we wish to have them is because what I've always noticed is when we need to go out and deliver the Eucharist to people in their homes, it always happens it's a feast or famine. It's usually 3 at once.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of places to go. And of course, being the type of parish we are where everybody's all spread out, it helps to ensure that happens.
Yeah. And we have some people that are close to other folks in the parish that they might be able to do that easier. And it makes sure that, that the deacon and I are available for things. Exactly. So right now, a lot of our lay Eucharistic ministers are in the Daughters of the Holy Cross. And so when we find out that somebody's in the hospital or recovering from something at home, and they're going to be separated from the Eucharist for a while, Deacon Fred goes ahead and he finds who would be the most able to do this, and if they're trained in their lay Eucharistic ministry, he sends them out.
Yeah,
And it's really cool.
Some of it's perpetually separate from the church, so at least get them the Eucharist once a month.
Yeah.
More often if we can.
Yeah.
It's not always easy. But the other side of that coin is we need to know when somebody goes in the hospital or is sitting at home.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't find out right away.
But it doesn't fall into either of these 2 categories?
They probably on
That's
lay
fine.
servers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's right there in the name. It's lay Eucharistic minister.
Okay.
So that's all.
And the musicians get left out.
No, the musicians do not get left out.
Oh, goodness.
Here's something else that sacristans can do. We haven't had them doing this here, as far as I know, but we may in the future. They also help the priest and the deacon get ready.
Oh.
Help them get into their vestments before they go up.
That's my job.
Come on, take your job away. And they also help them get out of their vestments, get them hung up after the service. So those things can happen. So, as you can see, there are a lot of jobs that we have in the church that maybe we've been calling them by the wrong name. But we're going to start over a period of time to start using the right names for them. So when the bishop calls you up, because you know he's going to do that, he's going to call you directly. Any lay readers right now? We have a whole bunch of lectors, though. And he says, who's your porter? We're going to say, well, we don't have one assigned yet, but we will.
It's in the bottle.
It's
in the bottle.
It's on Greg's phone.
It's Greg's phone? Okay, there you go. Greg's got the porter. What porter is that?
He does everything.
This was at Polish Village on Friday.
Oh, love it. Porters are so good. It's the one that Anna always says that it's the beer I drink that I probably should eat with a fork. All right. So, any questions about any of these? Any more? Yes, Doreen.
What's the difference between priest and minister and lay thinking?
Good question.
Okay. Priest is simply the English translation of the Greek word presbyter. Okay? So when the first Christians were setting up their who was going to be leading and who was going to be, administering sacraments and all that kind of stuff, there were 3 orders. Well, really, 1 order, but 3 people in it. Deacons, presbyters, and bishops. Okay? When the word presbyter got all the way over to England, because we like to do things our own way, we said, yeah, priest. So that's why they're called priests. Now, during the time of the Reformation, when they were trying to be completely different from Rome, they wouldn't take the term priest. They acted as priests. They were called priests in the Book of Common Prayer, but they referred to them in the church as either a rector or reverend. On formal occasions, the Reverend Mister. Now, as we began to reclaim our Catholic heritage, though, we went back to using the term priest. The term rector, over in England, they don't call any of the priests of their churches, they don't call any of them rector. They call them all vicars. Okay? That's because in England, a rector is a head of college. Okay? But here in the United States, for hundreds of years or decades, we've used the term rector to be the head of a full-time church, vicar to be the head of a mission. Okay? Minister just means somebody who provides ministry to people. That's why you have lay ministries. So that's a big difference there. Anyone else?
Okay, along those lines, so there's Reverend, Right Reverend, the Very Right Reverend. What does all of this mean?
Okay, all right. These are the official titles of people. We're going to start with the deacons. The deacon is called the Reverend Deacon. Okay? That's his formal title. It's the Reverend Deacon Fred Schwartz. Okay? The Reverend is the priest. It's often styled more probably in the last 50, 60 years, often the Reverend Father. Okay? So that's my official title, the Reverend Father. Then there is the bishop, which is the Right Reverend. So the Right Reverend, that's a bishop. Okay? Then there is the Reverend Canon. Reverend Canon that's a priest that's set aside to oversee a specific ministry within the diocese. Okay? Like we have a canon for intercessory prayer. We have a canon for postulants, people that are coming into to be priests and deacons. So that's a Reverend Canon. They're also called the Venerable. So you can have the Venerable Reverend Canon. All right, so then the Very is the Archbishop. Okay?
The very Reverend Canon,
No, the very Reverend
that just ended.
term, yeah, just that, is the Archbishop. Okay? You'll often see them. I really want to get into deep on this. If I'm signing my name to something and I don't want to put the Reverend Father, at the end of it I'll just put a cross.
Oh, I've seen that.
Okay? If the bishop is writing his name and he doesn't want to write the right Reverend, he puts 2 crosses.
Oh, okay.
The very Reverend?
3 crosses.
No,
4
he
crosses.
puts 1 cross at the beginning.
That'd be too easy.
Yeah.
This is a real code.
So why does this guy have so many things to his name? Who knows?
How many crosses does he get?
He didn't get any crosses. Oh,
He probably does more work than the other guys.
I can do this.
So the
I can help you
leftover,
with that if you
when
need.
there's leftover wine, you give it to the priest and deacon, and I had so much I gave it to both.
Didn't want to get one of them all alone.
Listen,
There are benefits.
true story. I had a friend of mine who was such a lightweight that one day he had to finish up the wine and he had overpoured by quite a bit. He got so drunk off of that one, he had to lay down and take a nap in the church before he could go home. All right. Anybody else? We're good?
Where do musicians fall?
Oh,
Music?
yeah.
Musicians fall under those lay ministries. Okay? Now, and like I said, that is anybody that serves in a music capacity for the church, whether it is as a chorister. Well, actually, a chorister is the person who leads the choir.
Right.
So whether you're in the choir or you're the chorister or you're playing one of the instruments, musicians always fall under that special category of lay ministers.
Father Tim, so the Reverend Deacon
Mm-hmm.
Fred Schwartz. What do we call Anna? What is she called? Just
She is called Anna. She's called Mrs.
Schwartz.
Yes,
she's
Mrs.
called-
Schwartz.
Okay.
Now, interestingly, in the Orthodox Church, they do have titles for the wives of priests and deacons because they view that as a special ministry to the priest or deacon.
Makes sense.
So there are special Annas.
Yes, there are special Annas.
And there are 2
We
of
do.
them.
We have 2 here.
Yeah, let me see if I can remember. And it depends on
Which branch? Flavor.
which flavor of Orthodox it is. I believe in the Greek it's Presbyteria, and in the Russian Orthodox it's Matushka.
Oh, that makes sense. Like mother.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Karen.
We often use the term worship leader,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that it's someone who leads the music or whatever.
Right.
But isn't the worship leader actually the priest?
Yeah, the priest is the worship leader. So, we would, we
Well, it
and
comes,
that comes out of a weird thing that happened again in the 70s and 80s, where in Protestant churches, worship became associated only with singing.
Singing.
Music was praise and worship. Okay? And they forgot that all of the stuff that happens on Sunday morning is worship. That's a dance. Honestly, the best explanation I ever heard of it was from Bishop Fred Fick. He said that's a holy dance that happens up in the sanctuary. It's a holy dance. And everybody's doing their part. And every movement has a specific meaning to it. And we'll go over that. I'll tell you what, we'll go over that the next time we get together, okay?
Okay.
We'll talk about that because it's already 10 after 12, and I'm sure you guys are ready to go home. I can't believe you're sitting here asking me questions.
Super Bowl doesn't start till 6.
I know.
I got time.
I still can't with the air fryer food though.
Rob's still back there working, we got time.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to let you go. Brothers and sisters, go in the name of Christ. Bring Christ with you everywhere you go.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen.